government, young people painting things on the walls. Every wall is painted. They're not artists, just the common students from the schools and colleges, universities. The whole Dhaka city is filled with those paintings. Expresses the scene that they have created. The words they are uttering, the words they are promoting, the dreams they are going through, all painted in very elaborate details. It's not a single person, there's no planning, nobody's designing, nobody's giving you the key words to do. They figured out their own words. Amazing, explosive words. So when I went back and saw, I was mesmerized by this. And I asked, is it only one? So no, it's a whole city, wherever you go. Oh my God, I said, the Dhaka students really did it. It's not Dhaka. Every single city, every single town you go to in Bangladesh, you have the same. Overnight, they all became artists of highest category, expressing themselves. Because they felt that their words are not getting through. So they painted. So I said, why don't we just pick them up, publish a book quickly? So that was the book I was looking for. Where you can see pages and that. So I'm narrating this. The emotion impacts the city and the country. What they want. Really, the young people really spoken their mind, their heart, and to make this country a new country. You got it. This is also part of the painting. And one, Freedom Brigade. 1971, that's the first time we became independent. The next one is 2024. We regained this year. We lost it, we regained it. This one is very interesting. This is the person, a student from Rangpur. This is not even Dhaka, another city out in the north, small city. The police were barricading and their students are demonstrating. So he comes forward. The police was aiming at the students with a gun. So he comes in front of the gun, stretches his both hands, unarmed. Here I am. If you want to kill me, kill me. But our demonstration will not stop. We'll keep on doing this. And police fired him. Right point blank. It's all in television. Because television camera is everywhere. And videos from the mobile is everywhere. It's all depicted. It was 16th of July. And then he moved a little bit. And still stand there, raises his hand. Police shot him again. Second time. Then he falls. The whole country was outraged. Seeing it right in front of your eyes. So he became a symbol for the whole thing. And in this is a graffiti. This is just painted. Background you see, I didn't understand first, but somebody explained to me. Now I see it. The one painting, he wanted to paint a tiger. See? This is about tiger. It is a little thing I didn't notice. Somebody pointed out. It says 36th July. Do you get it? 36th July. There is no 36th July. It is 5th of August. Said, for us, August didn't come. We are still in July. Because on that day, on 36th of July, Hasina left the country. Country became free. So for them, it is a liberation day. They wanted to remember it themselves. They referred to it as 36th of July. So all these pages of amazing explosive words that comes from their heart. They didn't have money to buy brushes or paints. Just goes to a little by neighbor. Can you buy me a brush? Can you buy me some paints? And that's how. This is only few. As I said, it's hundreds of thousands of them. Each one is more powerful than others. So that kind of captures the whole history of what happened in Bangladesh. The young exploded suddenly. Their message is enough is enough. No more. We want to create a country in our own way. When I say young people, students, some of you may have imagined, we are talking about boys. No. Girls school kids. A 12-year-old kid left his mother. He was already going to my friends are there in the street. And some of them got killed. I wasn't convicted. And forgive me. If something happens to me, you are not responsible. I'm responsible. I want to stand for my country. So in the evening, his dead body comes. So this is just one example because he wrote a letter. We came to know about it because mother was reading this letter, she couldn't read it. When the students coming out of the colleges, joining for the march, usual scene is they say goodbye to each other. Because they don't know if both of them will come back, or both of them will not come back, or one of them will come back. So it's a very intense time. It's not, again, a Dhaka center event. Dhaka is the capital. Everywhere in Bangladesh. So when I was talking about being called by the students, this is behind all the things that are happening. And a little bit of it saw in TV and social media. So the whole country has expectation now. Managing their expectation is a big task for us because they want everything to happen right now. If you are a government, if you have the power, why can't you do it? You have to do it now. So it's quite a bit of communication. One thing that happened that gives us a lot of strength, whole country is unified. Not a single dissenting voice. Bangladesh politically is a very chaotic country. All kinds of political words, all philosophies, programs don't agree with each other. To have a situation in Bangladesh where everybody agrees is a unique experience for us. So our task now is to take this strength, translate it, to make their dreams come true. So what we have done, we have created a series of reform commissions because everything has to be redone, reworked. Our constitution has to be done again, because young people say, this is no constitution. We are not part of it. So that's a big task. And once you touch the constitution, all kinds of opinion comes up. How do you manage that? So commission is to go and see where you have the common ideas, or what you think is should be done, the right thing to do. Election commission, judiciary commission. Our judiciary is a mess. It becomes a tool in the hands of the previous government to do anything they want. They hanged people in the name of justice with no evidence, no reason. Hanged people. Millions of people are in jail. I was one of them who is about to go to jail. Many of you remember that. Luckily, they didn't last longer, because they did, probably I'll be one of them. For no reason. Just because they didn't like it. Or they don't agree with the views that they are proposing. So we want to have, again, a new judicial system which delivers justice. Because those judges who are sitting there, they are not really judges. They are just tools in the hands of the Prime Minister, former Prime Minister. So that's the task. Now time has come. All the reports are coming. We are in the process of receiving all these reports. And once the reports are here, so we have a last commission, which is we call Consensus Building Commission. We have all kinds of opinions. So you have to go around, talk to all the political parties, civil society organization, everybody. Where do we agree? Do you agree with this? Do you agree with this? So we have a list of items where everybody agrees, or a consensus exists. Then this is to happen in the next couple of months. Once it's done, we have a document where these things can be done, item by item on each commission. Then I will put them all together and ask all the political parties, civil society, to sign this document that you agree, because you said you agree. This will become a historical document for us, for the nation. And it will be called July Charter. Because things happen in July, so this will be the July Charter for the country. And this will be implemented in a procedure laid down in our recommendations in this document. And that will be the beginning of the new Bangladesh. The last point I want to make is a tremendous amount of support globally. Amazing support. I have not seen any country kind of walking away without paying attention to Bangladesh. We came to take the responsibility on 8th of August. And September was the United Nations General Assembly session. So as a government, we went to General Assembly session, where all countries meet. Amazing support from every single country that you meet on the world, on the sessions, on everything. Every multinational organizations, World Bank, IMF, European Investment Bank, you name it, all have tremendous amount of support. While I'm here, I met the German Chancellor. He wanted to talk to me. He came with his colleagues. The message is loud and clear. We are with you. Tell us what you need. And in this part of the moment, I didn't know what to say. He said, what you need. I said, best way probably would be you designate somebody in your close quarter who can communicate with you right away. Make him a special envoy for Bangladesh. So he or she will be one who will connect us with you and tell you what we need, how we need, and so on and so forth. This is done, will be done. And everything else discussed in tremendous amount of support. So I give this example because he was so forthcoming. And same thing happened in the United Nations when Ursula von der Leyen, the President of European Union, she said the same thing. Tell us what you need. Most of the European Union ambassadors are located in Delhi, who looks after Bangladesh. So Bangladesh doesn't have European Union ambassador. Only 8 countries have ambassadors located in Bangladesh. The rest is in India. So first thing they did, they designated the ambassador of European Union in Bangladesh as a coordinator. He brought all the ambassadors to Bangladesh at the same day, same time, so that collectively they can meet with us to discuss country by country and the whole, and the whole group of nations of European Union. Again, very positive, very enthusiastic. So that gives us a lot of strength to do. So we should be making use of the support while it's still there. These kind of support don't last long when things go wrong. So we want to make sure that while they still have very warm feeling for us, we can get things done. Very, very difficult task. But we need global support for that. And we are inviting investors, business people to come in a big way to do business with Bangladesh so that our economy kind of start moving up. So that's where we are. And I was invited to come to Davos. We were debating whether to go or not to go because presence in Dhaka is important. At the same time, debate is presence in Davos is also important. So we kept it pending for until the last minute. And finally said, let's go. That's how we're here. So it's wonderful to see you all and gives us a lot of strength. Seeing your support, your good wishes for us to see the task given to us is tough, but the support is unique. With that support, we hope we can succeed in delivering what people are expecting from us. And thank you for your support. Thank you.
Thank you for this wonderful explanation of how you experience this radical position. I think it's such an honor to hear this first account. If all of you forgive me, I would really like to have this opportunity to address one question to you after this amazing story. Before I invite the other panel members on stage with us, I understand and hear from you how powerful a grassroots movement can be and how important and close to your heart it is to have this kind of social initiatives that are supported by the people. As we are gathered here today to discuss circularity and the move towards a more circular economy, how have you experienced this? It has has it been, 8 months? And how do you see what is happening in Bangladesh? Thank you. Exactly. Well, we're still in July, maybe. With all the initiatives that you have seen happen in the country, what are the most vital takeaways if we want to reach collectively this kind of circular society that we all aspire to reach? Can you share your super valuable insights on that?
One, you can say right away, people are ready to accept any suggestion which makes sense to them. This is a clean slate. We are not obliged to curtail anything because something happened in the past. So we are free from the past. That's amazing liberation. You can do anything that you want to do, and you build your society, you build your nation according to your time. This is a kind of unique opportunity. That's what we remind ourselves again and again. Not to miss this opportunity. But this opportunity will not last forever and ever. So while it is hot, while it is open, let's take advantage, make sure that change can be introduced and get it done. Tomorrow, that same change may not be acceptable.
Thank you. I would really like to invite Christina Jaeger on stage with us. We have a full panel of dreamers with you to be joining us for conversation. So Christina, if you can already join us. We have briefly heard from Christina earlier. Christina has been working closely with His Excellency as the Yunus Environmental Hub is the dream baby, I think, from both of you, and is very close to both of your hearts. You're very passionate about that. So it's wonderful to have both of you on stage. I would like to take the opportunity to ask Roman Wijs on stage for talking about very spirited people that are following their dream. Roman has founded a company bridging sustainability, fashion, and made-to-measure footwear, so we're very honored that you're with us. Then we will have, you're welcome. Then we have Matvi, so stressful today. Sorry, Matvi Dalal on stage with us. Please have a seat as well. Matvi, as I'm sure both of you are very well acquainted already, she has a company in Kenya. Roman is in Zurich. We have Kenya and Zurich with us on stage, so that's such a wonderful polarity in initiatives. Matvi has founded MatPad, which is a company that is trying to educate and to bring awareness and is making circular female hygiene products, and is trying to change the conversation into making sure that we talk about period dignity, which is a very, very hot topic all around the world. And then last but not least, Harold Friedel, here, please join us as well. You have already elaborately heard from Harold. So with this, maybe after this very touching moment, and so honored to have all of you on stage, I think we have a very diverse panel with us, talking about the macro and the micro, about the grassroots and about the global perspectives. Christina, as the co-founder, managing director, would you like to say a few words about the most core principle of the Yunus Environmental Hub and your mission today, and also one of the reasons that you decided to co-host today for us?
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, so at Yunus Environment Hub, we are supporting social business entrepreneurs that are working in the environmental sector. And as I explained initially, our vision is to create a world of 3 zeros. 0 poverty, 0 unemployment, and 0 net carbon emissions. And we offer a range of innovation, incubator, accelerator programs where we help people that have an idea, that have a solution to an environmental issue, on helping them growing, building that venture. And we have what distinguishes us maybe from other circular economy accelerators is that we are not only looking at the environmental and the economic aspect, but that the societal impact, the social dimension, plays an integral role. So we are looking at it from both of those perspectives. And Madhvi is actually one of our alumni from our Circular Rise Accelerator, and she's an amazing example on how this can look like, where she is combining, sort of seeing a problem in society that she wanted to address by creating a social business and making it circular, so that we are transitioning away from this linear system that we talked earlier today, that is depleting resources, that is creating a lot of waste, by creating a circular product that exactly prevents that prevents waste, that prevents CO2 emissions, and that leaves no one behind. And I think this is crucially important, because if we only looking on shifting from a linear to a circular economy from an economic or environmental perspective, we might not create only good things. But if we're only looking this from a profit maximizing perspective, we will just shift problems from one place to the other. Plus, it has seen that the shift to a circular economy can actually only work if we are including behavior change and social innovation. It has proven that we need social innovation and not only technological innovation, because we need to change our behaviors on how we are consuming, moving away from owning products to using services, by using new models around reuse and refill instead of buying something that ends up at waste afterwards. So it is really crucial sort of that we acquire this systemic shift in moving to a circular economy that is socially inclusive, that leaves no one behind, and social business entrepreneurs are a primary example on how this can be done. And I let Madhvi, of course, share her amazing story and tell you more about how this looks sort of in practice. But this is what Yunus Environment Hub is about, like supporting and implementing concrete solutions on how we can achieve a world of 3.0. And we are opening this up. It's not only that we work with social business entrepreneurs, we invite anyone to join. So we have a program where we are building circular value chains. So we are inviting companies and the public sector to buy the products from social businesses. Yeah? So we are solving several challenges at the same time. We are growing the impact of the social business entrepreneurs, because they are growing their business in that way, and we are helping the transition to a circular economy and helping other stakeholders to have a role in this entire ecosystem.
Thank you. Well, Madhvi, as a founder and an entrepreneur, can you maybe share with the audience how you see your work supporting circular economy, and how the challenges that you're facing into realizing this world that we all are striving to of triple zeros?
Thank you. First of all, I'm very honoured to share the stage. It's been a dream, so I'm really grateful to be here. And yes, circular economy, it's almost like that one ex who just keeps coming back, except this time you're happy to see him or her back because they have a new value and they have a good purpose. So for us at PadMad, we work on different things, thanks to Yunus Environment Hub, who have carved the way for us. We work mainly, I wouldn't say mainly, but our biggest gig is education. So not only dealing with behavioral change, but to really deal with the grassroots, thinking about where this change is going to come in. And also, for us, in Kenya particularly, that's where we're coming from, that's where social enterprises, 1 million girls miss school every year because of lack of period products. In addition to that, if you can just think about yourself as a woman or somebody female close to you who has to actually go through transactional sex just because they cannot afford pads. So this is one of the reasons why we come into the grassroots, trying to educate and to really help this system grow through with almost a whole shift in the whole community, not just for girls, not just for women. This is a whole community thing. In addition to that, we have the circular program on the product itself, making sure it's biodegradable, making sure it's natural. In fact, since working with the Yunus, we have a full vertical. We've come up with, we've gathered with partners who give the cotton seed to to farmers in Kenya who are now growing it. So by the time the product is harvested to our product is only 6 weeks. That in itself is creating employment. That in itself is, our products, since they're biodegradable, till now we have given out, or we have beneficiaries, 800,000 pads, which really has prevented single-use plastic pads, the disposable pads, which are 90% plastic. They've prevented 77 million going to the landfill just of Kenya, just from our social enterprise. And we're not that old. We're not even 7 years old yet. And then the final thing is we work with making sure that we're really trying to, I know empowerment is a bit of an overused word, but really trying to employ people in Kenya who would generally not be able to get a regular job. For example, ex-incarcerated women who would then be trained with their to get financially stable, to get reskilled, things like that. So those are our three things that we work with. I mean, I keep saying circularity is really not a planet issue. It's a people and planet issue. It's a real grassroots level. If we're here in Davos talking about numbers and economy, in itself, period products, the CAGR in 2021 was 34.7. By 2031, they expect it to be 51 point something, which means really, if we're going to be able to put waste to work, we are putting where our money really is. So circular economy has this mindset, you're asking what are the challenges? The mindset of businesses that really a circular economy or social business isn't really going to make us the profit that we're looking for in the short term or in the long term. And from our personal perspective, yes, and it's hugely satisfactory. I think it's a great place to be in, especially if you're solving social and environmental issues. And I think the last thing I wanted to share was, if we're in this space all together, if I'm here and I'm saying that let's collaborate, let's do this together, like you were saying earlier, I think that is possibly the most powerful way to do it. And I know Professor Yunus has said, the education system, that's where we need to begin. So really, it's within our own resources, our own home, to start thinking about the circularity. And then I think the challenges will solve themselves.
Thank you. It was so lovely. I was standing from the sideline and the only thing I see happening is Roman going, yes, exactly. Small entrepreneurs all over the world, I think, are battling the same questions of accessibility, of innovation, of figuring out how to do things that are scalable, but that are sustainable and circular. Roman, can you share where you are today with the foundation of the company and with the growing of it so far? Because we've known each other from the beginning.
Yes. This is working? Yes. Amazing. Very happy to. So maybe to give you a little bit of background what we're doing. We set up a concept to produce footwear in a more tailored way, and we have looked very strongly into materials. So our focus is mainly on the ecological circularity, whereas the social part plays a big role in how we're producing. And basically right now, the biggest challenges are, first of all, to have acceptance from consumers that products which are designed in a circular way, they might be in certain features a bit different. And this is a change we're trying to push forward. And secondly, as you can imagine, footwear is something where you need to have a strong durability. So it's much more difficult if you take, for example, a more simple example like garments, which in the end, it's not as simple as it sounds, but it's simpler to for example, use a monomaterial, for example, bio-cotton. This part, making footwear circular, is much more difficult. And we're at the moment still in this process of finding ways to make footwear more sustainable and more circular. And we're still looking for solutions, and the approach for us has always been collaborating with institutions from all over Switzerland and Europe, public institutions and also private institutions, fostering cross-sectoral collaboration. So to give you an example, we have developed a 3D printable footbed together with the School of Applied Sciences in Zurich. We have been one of the first to actually 3D print a almost industrially composable polymer.
Well, I think that's wonderful to hear in terms of that. Every circular, sustainable product will have its own challenges. For you, it's the fact that you have so many different components. I think for you, it's incredible that you managed to do a vertical integrated system, because I work in fashion already for a really long time, and it is so rare to see that today. So I think big round of applause just for trying. But what I really would like to do is open the questions to the audience. You need a mic if you want to ask a question, but please, I'm sure it's such an honor that we have His Excellency with us and the rest of our very esteemed panel, all of you. There must be questions that are burning. So if anybody... Yes, I have one all the way in the back. Wait.
Have a mic?
Hi there, my name's Olivia and I work with a company that is related to a circular economy, so thank you all first off for the work that you do because it's incredibly inspiring. My question for you all is, from a policy perspective, what sorts of policy interventions do you think are most critical in facilitating the adoption of circular economy around the world?
Who wants to take the mic?
We have to abolish that waste is accepted, you know? It's so crazy that any industry you look at, it's possible to create 90% of waste. It's insane. So if we would be able to create markets for secondary materials, many of these issues would be very fastly possible. The Swedes, for example, did that. They reduced the VAT for secondary materials and made it so more interesting for companies to use it. I think that would be really useful one.
And maybe to add on what's currently happening, in the European Union we have a new law, the right to repair, that now needs to be implemented in the different countries, that would incentivize repairing products over buying them new and making the producers sort of forcing them to build the products in the first place in a way that they actually can be repaired, because that is often a challenge right now, that even if you wanted to repair a product, you actually cannot do it because it's designed the way so that you need to throw it away and buy a new one. And there has been some other pilots in France and Austria and some states of Germany as well, where governments are incentivizing by providing vouchers that you can then use and repair these products, and they have been extremely successful. So we are seeing it that people love the idea, they understand the idea, and it's something that needs to be broadened and made more mainstream. And also, of course, we need the offerers who are actually offering repair services. And there are so many ways on how you can do that beyond that, by, for example, providing, reducing the VAT on circular services, such as repair or reuse, and many other things. And I think in the next 12 to 24 months, I think we're going to see some of those changes actually taking effect.
Can I add to that? Please. I think a good one for us would be to actually make it mandatory for producers of disposable products, of disposable pads and tampons, to write the contents. Because in our context in Kenya, whenever I ask the girls, what do you think is a disposable pad made of? And they 90% think it's made of cotton. And it's made of 90% plastic. So as soon as the consumer understands what they're buying, there will already be a mind shift. In fact, just in December 2024, I don't know why it took so long for that report to come out, but tampons had said they have heavy metals, including lead. And that's what women and girls have been using for so far. So I think that should be mandatory.
Transparency always helps. So true. Yes, you have the mic, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Wonderful talks. I just wanted to ask, in addition to this material circularity in this climate hub, this energy is one of the issues, and the renewable energy transition may be a challenge. And in the case of Bangladesh, I understand that there are a number of fossil fuel-based power plant construction plants still there. And I was wondering, Professor Yunus, if you have any thinking about how you'd like to facilitate transitions in that respect as well. Thank you.
There is a general opposition to fossil fuel-based power stations. The government justified them with the urgency of having power is so much, there's no other alternative. So when they have, but that doesn't mean that this becomes a Bangladesh permanent policy. We feel lucky that we have a very strong source of renewable energy, green energy. Another endless possibility of producing hydropower in Nepal. So we're discussing with Nepal and Bhutan, both have the same concept. How they are very eager to build those plants and supply this power to Bangladesh. And we are eager to get that power, but we need some international understanding in between to transport this power to Bangladesh. So we see that as a possibility, and it's not a remote one, very concrete one, an urgent one. It could be done, provided we have an environment of collaboration. And we see this is a possibility not only for Bangladesh, it's also for all this region that we have, Nepal, Bhutan, Eastern India, and Bangladesh. And if enough supply is possible, there's tremendous supply. We can also include Myanmar, provided the relationship improves between Myanmar and the rest of the region. So we are eyeing that when we're discussing this issue. It's not a question of trying it out or a technological problem. It's just an understanding. That's about it. So we hope we can get to that understanding fast.
I know that the audience will have many more questions. I know, but it was such an honor that you were with us, and I know that you have a very strict schedule that you need to adhere to. So I think a big round of applause for your time and your questions.
Thank you very much to be here. So I would like to thank you. Thank you both so much for
Thank you.
And thank you, Christina, for organizing this. Thanks a lot.
Please don't leave. If you have questions, we'll be very happy. But thank you so much.